year, when I went home, I went and took stock of all the books I owned, and made a desperate 2019 TBR. And I'm going to now go through those books, see if I've read them, and then add to my desperate TBR by saying what I desperately need to read this year. I'm too lazy to figure out how to edit it so the video's in the bottom, so I'm just gonna read what I wrote in the description because I put all the books in there. Okay, Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I read that. It was alright. It was like driving a car, as in, you know when you're driving and every time you hit a light you have to like brake? That's what the book felt like. You would speed through and then brake, and then speed through and then brake. Okay, The Secret Diary of Lizzie Bennet and The Epic Adventures of Lydia Bennet. Yes, I've read both. I really enjoyed Lydia Bennet because it was just such a charming story, even though it wouldn't make sense without like the actual Lizzie Bennet diaries. The Secret Diary of Lizzie Bennet was not great because the like actual web series is much better and it doesn't really give you much else, and the parts it does give you, it's still not as good as the videos. Emma by Jane Austen. I have not read Emma. The Book Thief by Markus Zuzak. Also have not read that. 1984 by George Orwell. Also haven't read that. And then finally, Fangirl by Myracle, which I did read, did not like. Too much dating drama. Trying too hard to accept gay people. Is pretty much my review of that book. Okay, so out of my Desperate 2019 TBR, I read like half the books. So I have Emma by Jane Austen, The Book Thief by Markus Zuzak, and 1984 by George Orwell, still from those. So I'm going to transfer those over to 2020, and then go through other things that I need to read. Also, in 2019, I did a lot of rereading. Because, for example, I read my favorite book, Daisy Jones Evelyn Hugo, 4 times in 2019. So I want to potentially do less rereads in 2020, or try to, because I think I'm spending a lot of that time doing that instead of reading new books or other books. So that's a goal, but I make no promises because I might just reread Daisy Jones 4 more times. Okay, so we're going to move everything from 2019 over here. Alongside Emma, I also want to read all the other Jane Austen books. Everyone has told me that they're not nearly as good as Pride and Prejudice, but I don't care. I want to read them. And I did buy a complete novels of Jane Austen last year, and so I am determined to read the rest of Jane Austen. The next book I really want to read this year is Watership Down by, is it Richard Adams? Yes, it is by Richard Adams. Haha! Okay, I want to read Watership Down by Richard Adams because I started it last year and never finished. So essentially, during the Magical Readathon, the Newts portion? No, the Owls portion was during finals, and so I couldn't finish all the books, especially before I had to move out of residence. So I started and then just never completed Watership Down, and I really want to finish it because I don't like leaving books unfinished. And also because one of the actors I follow, Catherine McNamara, this is her favorite book, so now I gotta read it, I guess. Another author I want to read is Taylor Jenkins Reid, because she has written my favorite book of all time, Daisy Jones and the Six, and also my 4th favorite book of all time, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. So I want to read the rest of her books. I did read The Evidence of the Affair, which is one of her short stories. Was not a fan, but also I usually don't have a lot of good luck with short stories, so I'm going to go and read, or try to read, all of her other works. A book I said I was going to read in the winter before Christmas and then never did is Let It Snow by John Green, Maureen Johnson, and Lauren Myracle. And one, I have to read it because the movie's out on Netflix, and 2, John Green. I love John Green. I need to read all of John Green's books. So we're going to work on Let It Snow. Following on the same vein of John Green, the last John Green book I have yet to read other than Let It Snow is Will Grayson by John Green and David Levithan. So yeah, I just need to finish off the John Green. That is my Desperate 2020 TBR. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see if I can actually do this, because honestly, I don't trust myself to. But nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you sometime. Goodbye.